Setting your sights on Google, huh? Buckle up because today we're delving into the secrets of acing your Google interview. Ever wondered what it takes to crack that general cognitive ability code? We've got the inside scoop. From deciphering the interview process to mastering the art of logical leaps, we're here to ensure you bring your A game. So, if you're ready to embrace the challenge and land that dream job, stick around. We've got the tips, the tricks, and even a sneak peek at the leaked Google interview question. Get ready to ace that Google interview like a pro. At Google, they've got some amazing people, and when they hire, they look for a few key things. First, they want to understand how you think. How do you use logic and reasoning to answer questions? Second, we're interested in your leadership skills, not just your job title. This means taking the lead, being proactive, and taking charge of projects. Third, they care about your role-related knowledge, which goes beyond fancy internships. It's more about whether you have the right skills to do the job. Lastly, there's something they call Googliness. It's a made-up word, but it's all about being intellectually curious, collaborating well with others, and thinking big. In this video, we'll focus on the first thing I mentioned, how you think. After they check your resume, you might get invited to a GCA interview, which stands for General Cognitive Ability. Sounds fancy, but it's really about handling complex problems and coming up with good solutions. This interview has two parts. First, there's the behavioral part. We'll ask you about your past experiences, like when you led a team or handled a difficult situation. Then, there's the hypothetical or situational part, where we'll ask you how you'd handle real-life situations you might face at Google. Let's dive into that in a bit. They ask these questions for specific reasons. First, Google wants to see how well you solve problems using your reasoning, logic, and data for tricky situations. Second, we're curious about your work style. Lastly, it's a chance to discuss challenges you might encounter at Google or that other Googlers have faced before. You might have heard about those tough questions like fitting golf balls into a jet, but we've switched things up. We're checking a few things when they pose these hypothetical or situational questions. First, they want to see if you grasp the main point. Sometimes, the interviewer might give you too much or too little information, and they need to ensure you understand what really matters. Second, we're interested in your preparation method. Not how much you crammed the night before, but how you handle the information given to you and if you can craft a smart, well-thought-out response. Third, Google wants to know if you can come up with solutions. There needs to be a correct answer to these questions. What's crucial is your ability to find a solution, explain why it works, and communicate it clearly to your interviewer. Now, we'll go through a plan for crafting a perfect answer. Remember, this plan isn't strict. Some questions need all these parts, some only need a few. The first part is to take a moment before you answer. These questions can be challenging, so take your time. You can even ask the interviewer to repeat the question, or ask for a moment to think. It's okay to write the question down as the interviewer asks it. Next, ask questions to clarify things. Sometimes you need more information, so gather all you need to answer properly. Then, make some educated guesses. You won't have all the info, so you'll have to speculate a bit to come up with a good answer. Don't worry, we'll show you how in a bit. Third, show how you're thinking. You don't need to show your notes, just explain your thought process to the interviewer. It's important to communicate well while you're thinking and figuring out your answer. Don't stop there if you come up with a good solution and tell the interviewer. Consider the pros and cons, or how you determine if it worked. Lastly, try to link it to the job if you can. The questions are often about the job, so if you can connect your answer to the job, that's great. The first question is, picture you're in charge of organizing a grand opening for a new Google office. How would you plan it? Great! Remember these steps to create a strong answer. First, take a moment before answering, and then ask questions to clarify things. Here are some questions. Where is the new Google office? It's in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Do you have a budget? You can decide that. Last year, a similar event in the New York City office had a budget of $50,000. How many people are coming? Around 100 people. So, John took a moment to think before answering. He asked some good questions, and now he's making some assumptions. Here are some of my assumptions. First, I assume there's a team there to help set up the event. Second, the goal is to welcome new Googlers to the Cambridge office. Third, I suppose this opening will be smaller because New York City is bigger. They have a budget of $10,000 for 100 people. Remember the plan. John paused before answering, asked good questions, shared her assumptions, and now he's explaining her thought process. I think they have $100 per person for the budget. I also assume I can work with someone in the Cambridge office, and I think they can handle the logistics with local vendors. Here's how I'd plan the Google office opening. First, I'd check if the office team can help with the event and if they need outside help. Second, I'd budget $100 per person for food, drinks, and decor. Third, I'd ensure everyone feels included. Lastly, I'd learn from the New York event by seeking feedback. So, just like John, think, ask, assume, and explain your plan. But don't stop there. Consider the positives and negatives and how to measure success. I'd send a survey to guests, check the budget, count attendees, and see if my plan can help with future events. So, they just practiced a secret Google question together. Not too tough, right? Now, you can try it out at home. We'll give you another one to practice with. Here's the next question. Imagine you're developing an email product and a competitor starts charging $5 per month for their product. How would you handle this, and what advice would you give your team? Here's what the interviewers are thinking as you answer these questions. 1. Do you understand the question and its basics? 2. Did you ask questions to clear things up? Remember, asking the right questions is super important. 3. What info, people, and things did you think about? Sometimes the interviewer might say things like, "You decide," or "You choose," while you're asking those questions. Don't worry, just do your best with the info you have. 4th, did you come up with different solutions? Remember, there's no fixed way to answer these. There are many right answers. Just pick the best one and explain why. Can you explain why your solution is the best? Communicating clearly is really important during this. Also, did you listen to any tips the interviewer gave? They're there to help you, so use their advice if they give any. Feeling confident about your next interview challenge? Don't forget, Google's looking for top-notch problem solvers like you. Keep those logical leaps strong, and that reasoning razor sharp. Here's the question for you. What's your go-to strategy for tackling tough interview questions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more insider tips and tricks to ace your dream job interviews. If you found this helpful, spread the word and share it with your friends gearing up for their own Google interview adventure. Thanks for watching and best of luck on your path to Google greatness. See you in the next video.